on, guys? My name is Pipknot, and today we're continuing with Dark Souls. I believe we are in Lost Isolith. It's been about another month since I've uploaded anything. Right after telling people that it would not be that long. I live in Kentucky, and the place where I live got kind of smacked by an EF4 tornado. I'm sure a lot of people have seen that on the news and everything. My house did not specifically get destroyed, but the town that I work in did, so I've been out of work, been out of power, internet, pretty much everything. So my time has consisted of kind of volunteering at a donation center, just doing some other stuff to try and help out. But I should be back, and things should go smooth. And hopefully nothing else like that happens. It was not pretty at all. But enough of the sad and depressing stuff. We've got some Dark Souls to play. Off camera, I did farm up enough chunks, I believe, to get my weapon all the way completely upgraded. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now I can check the stats on that. And yep, all the way upgraded to +5 chaos. Its damage is probably not going to be that big, seeing as I've only got 5 humanity. So we've taken out the fire sage that was up here, so the next dude we've got to take out, I believe, is the Centipede Demon. Right after I get smacked by both these guys. We went down that way and unlocked the shortcut straight to the final boss of this area, which is the Bed of Chaos. But I'm not going to go and fight her immediately. I think Centipede Demon should be the last boss of this area. After taking it out, then I'll go for her. I think Followrs should be somewhere. Rest up at this bonfire. I'll go through the rest of the area after defeating the Centipede Demon, just because it loops back around. Here is Followrs. It'll loop back around to that shortcut, and then I can just take that shortcut back to that close bonfire. Just the comparison of how long it takes going through this area normally compared to if you have that shortcut is so much faster, and I imagine I'm gonna die to this boss, or not this boss, but the final boss of this area a lot. So, a little bit of backstory on this dude. He has the orange charred ring, which is what allows him to walk on the lava and take no damage at all. He picked up the ring from Ceaseless Discharge, which, as I think said in another video, Ceaseless Discharge got it from one of his sisters, since he was forced to stand in that lava and just suffer. You can cut off this dude's appendages. You can cut off his tail, and I think this arm. And when you do, it brings whatever you cut off out as a little, mini enemy. It's pretty easy to take out. I need him to get closer. No, that's not what I meant. Where I can hit him. He jumps up and pretty much does a bunch of stuff in the air. I think he shoots a little fireball down. He can land. He's got incredible reach because he can shoot that arm a pretty long ways to get to you. Yep, I'm taking it. Almost got it. There's the jump fireball. One or two more hits should get him down. If I can actually land him. There's one, two. Come on, Solaire. I'll finish him then. And we get the orange charred ring. I can now put that on. I get another humanity, which I will use because I have no health and I don't want to take off running across this, because with the orange charred ring, you do still take damage from being in lava. Yeah, but it's minimalized so much that it's not really an issue unless you were just left your character standing in lava and went to go do something. But as long as you're moving, it's not gonna hurt or really matter. And we meet Solaire back up here. So let's see what he had to say about all that.
Why? Why? After all this searching, I still cannot find it. Why? After all...
He's still looking for that sun. And luckily, I took out the, when I unlocked that shortcut, I took out the sunlight maggot that, had I have not taken it out, he would have went down there and found it. It would have attached itself to his head, and he would have basically went insane, saying that he found his son and all this and that. And all he really found was a bug that took control of his mind. And he attacks you, becomes hostile, and you have to... I guess you don't have to kill him, you could just ignore him, but it turns into one of those situations where you put him out of his misery. Right here we can get a soul. What we have here are a bunch of the lower halves of dragons. When you're in the... pretty much all of the dragons I have fought that have looked dead and just been a decaying corpse, and it's been like the upper half of the dragon. These are their lower halves that are still alive and are somehow found their way down here. Some more souls. I think there's a little secret room in one of these. And I try not to aggro those dragons at all because they are a pain to deal with. Right here. Soul of a great hero. Oh, yeah. Even only with 6 humanity, and this sword is still a one-shot. And I aggroed him. Crap. I think I can get out of here, though, before he can get to me. Oh, he took out the little statue, dude. No. Poor guy. Yeah, more humanity. Which means more. Damn, I'm gonna save that. Because I imagine I'm gonna die to this boss a lot, and I'm going to need it, because this boss technically is a one-hit KO. The Bed of Chaos has 2 little chains that you've got to hit. Coming into contact with any weapon with them will break them. Then the real boss comes out, and your goal is to get underneath it to a hole that it smashes into the ground. Get through a bunch of branches, and there's a little maggot worm-looking thing that's inside of it, and that's what you're trying to hit. Killing that is what kills the boss. And I think that was what the leader of the Chaos Servants became. She either became that, or she became the thing that's above it. It's not really all too clear what happened to her. 2 of the sisters became Quelana, or no. There was 3 sisters, 2 of them became the spider girl that we fought earlier. Her other sister became the other one that was sick, that's the leader of the Covenant I'm in. And then Quelana, which was the other sister, ran away before anything actually went down. So she ended up escaping, and she sits invisible up against a wall. He didn't drop anything in the light town, which until I get a pyromancy glove leveled up, I won't be able to see her. While I was getting the material, I did end up coming up through here. There was a pyromancer that was standing here. I took that out. Kirk invaded, and I took him out. That all happened right up here. And then I ran into this chest and decided not to open it because I was going to wait and do that for the video. Get him out of here. Nope, he dropped Red Titanite jump. This should be Chaos Whip. Yep, Chaos Fire Whip. So, from here, going right down there is the main final boss. Going down here, I ended up getting the red Titanite slab and 90% of the Titanite chunks that I got down there. Which, this used to be one solid floor, but it's a trap. They put a item in there so that you'll run at the item to try and get it, and that floor falls out from under you, and you get trapped down there. We've got the bouncer here. This is pretty much a Titanite demon. He's the only Titanite demon with the ability to respawn. I think every other Titanite demon, when you kill them, they don't respawn. They don't come back. But that one, no matter how many times you kill him, he'll continue to come back. So he becomes a farmable source of Demon Titanite, which you can use to upgrade boss weapons. And then these are all the little sunlight dudes. I think that big one right there in the middle is the one that Solaire ends up coming and cut. Oh, there he is!
Was it all a lie? Have I done this all for nothing? Oh, my dear son. What now? What should I do? My son. My dear, dear son. Was it all a lie? Oh, my...
So I've never actually gotten far enough into his little storyline to know that he comes down here. And since I killed the big sunlight maggot that would have attached to his head, I guess while he was sitting on the floor like this, it kind of gets a little bit worse for him because, yeah, he comes down here, doesn't find anything, and he believes that his whole life's work is nothing but a lie. But at the same time, it keeps him alive to where he doesn't go crazy and then you have to kill him. Take you out. I actually don't know if he'll still be sitting there by the time I come back. I hope not, because if he is, then that means I might have done something wrong. And I need him for Gwyn, the final boss of the game. Because I've actually never managed to summon him for that fight. I imagine he'll just be like he is in all the other fights. He's kind of just a distraction. Out of my way, big guy. But yeah, taking that shortcut from this bonfire right up here. Save, actually. Actually, I don't think I want to do it from this bonfire because that means I've got to run through both of these dudes every single time I want to get there. And that's just a potential to waste my Estus flasks. But actually, that one's not any that was... See, this is a tricky situation. I have the option to basically go to that other bonfire that was through that door. But it's down a staircase, so it's not closer than this one. But I don't have to fight anything on the way there. I'm gonna go for speed. I'm confident enough in my skill of dodging that I can dodge both those guys majority of the time. So it's not really going to waste my Estus to just run from this one. And really, you don't even need Estus Flask for this fight. The boss rarely ever damages you. If she hits you, it's probably a one-hit KO because her attacks are sweeps with her hands across the entirety of the map. So if you don't know how to dodge them, or you don't have enough stability to just not get knocked over by it, you're gonna get knocked in a hole, and it's a fall to an instant death. So Estus Flasks are really not a priority in this fight. It's being able to dodge, and there's a technique that I could do. I can do it one time, where if you've got Homeward Bones, after hitting one of the chains, you can Homeward Bone out. Go back to the bonfire, rerun into the boss room, and it keeps your progress to where that chain stays broken, so you get to keep the part of the fight that you were at without having to restart. And it puts you at an advantage to where you're not running back and forth while the floor is falling out from under you. I'm gonna say... Oh, he's still here. What are we doing, Solar?
Was it all a lie? Oh, my.
Yep, still wondering what's his life's about. Just go ahead and take these dudes out. I probably... I should probably spend my souls to level up right now. I'm not going to. I've already come this far. I'm gonna just go ahead and do my one attempt at her. The ideal situation for me right now would be hit the first chain, get to the center of the room, find a way to get to the second chain, and then homeward bone out. Once I get there, I can re-enter, and I'll be in the center. The floor will fall out, and I'll be able to run, if I can time it right, and go straight underneath her to get to the insect thing. That would be ideal. That is most likely not going to happen. I guess I could technically do it with bows and arrows and stuff and hit it, but that usually doesn't end up panning out. I need to get rid of that since I'm not running through lava. There we go, get my speed back, because that's what I'm going to need for this. So we go down the slide of fun, where you get racked in the head by these tree branches on the way down. And there she is. Yeah, so there's sweep attack number 1. Luckily with this build, I will have enough stability, hopefully, if I can keep my stamina regulated to never be affected by that. Probably not gonna pan out though. That was the wrong claw, unless she's pinned up in here cross-armed. Come on. Okay, I made it. Yeah, I guess she might be. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. People don't know if that's the Chaos Woman, or if it's the bug inside of it. I personally, I'm not a lore expert on this game, so I personally have no clue which one it would be. Ow. But nonetheless, this is still fun. it's a very, very cheap way to fight the boss to do that, but it's also... I mean, it's a boss that's essentially every hit's a one-hit KO, so her entire fight is equally as cheap as me homeward boning out one time, because even more of the floor was going to fall out while I was trying to run back to a point that I have basically nothing to walk on, and her attacking me the whole way there. So now when I re-enter the boss room, what'll happen is that middle section of the floor, not where I land, but basically right in front of me, is going to fall out. And there's going to be branches in between that I have to land on, kind of climb back up, and get underneath her. And she actually has the Firestorm spell that she will cast while I'm inside of her. And that could do some serious damage, if not outright kill me, if I'm not careful. This was where I farmed up all the Titanite, the rest of the Titanite chunks that I got. Was from these dudes, which they drop sunlight metals too, so it's a good place to farm up either one of those if you're needing them. Run past Mr. Guard the gate over here. I mean, well, yeah, I guess since technically this is a shortcut, the only known entrance would be in front of him. Because I always wondered why they had him turned around like that, where his back was facing you, but if most people were gonna find this bridge, it would be from here, instead of knowing that you had to join a covenant. So you're more likely to encounter him from the front. Alrighty, we are back at the gate. This is technically the easiest part, but at the same time, if you screw it up multiple times, like I have in the past, this can also be the hardest part of the fight, because if you jump while she's sweeping, you're going into a hole. If you jump while she's thinking about sweeping, you're going to go into the hole. Messing up in any remote form or fashion while she is alive is enough to get you knocked into the hole. Just a long trek of rolling to hopefully get through here in time before she does it again. Insect, perish. Yep. Get to light a bonfire and I get another humanity. And no camera angles that are worth a crap. I will warp back to Firelink. So I am now done with the fire area. Thank goodness. I always have the most trouble out of her, even though there's a boss that you literally have no option but to die to. And I have more trouble out of this boss than that one. So we got... keys, I think. Let's see, that was the one from the Four Kings. who fell to the dark. And that's the soul of the Beta Chaos, mother of demons. I've actually got some embers I probably need to give to people. Let's see. So the last two I need, Seath the Scaleless and Gravelord Nito. I will probably go after Seath next. And Nito last, because Seath is farther away and his area is bigger. I'm halfway to actually getting to Gravelord Nito already, since the first area I went through was the depths. So it'll be the first area we went to and the last area we go to. But I can... Or not the depths, the catacombs. Yeah, the Tomb of the Giants is where Nito's technically at. Must open all these souls and get some upgrades. The goal was to pretty much have my endurance at 66. I'll use that humanity. And I'll use this one since I'm no longer under a threat of having everything ripped away from me. Level up. Let's see. 40, 41. Just put it at 41. Get some more. Yeah, swing power. That's 4 whole swings before we're out. That's more than enough, but I want more because I'm greedy. But I think that'll be it for this video, guys. Seath the Scaleless is up next. I can go ahead and get a little bit closer to him. That way I'm not starting the video from so far away. And Orlando, of which we have taken out the sun and destroyed. Oh, but the Firekeeper here is still alive. Hold up. That shouldn't be right. If I killed Gwyn and Gwendolyn, where in the world would she be then? Because I was pretty sure I had to kill her too. She's not down there. I ain't got a clue. If it's open, it's open, but I will hunt her down because she has a Firekeeper soul. I guess I could do that in another video. I'll probably have a video dedicated to going around and getting the rest of the Firekeeper souls. Simply because going into the final boss with a +2 Estus Flask is suicide. Unless you are pretty sure you're not gonna get hit. But I'll leave this video off here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like the content. Leave comments. Hit the notification bell. Do all that fun stuff. I've been Pipknot, signing out.